Hey, what's good? What's poppin', you guys? It's your girl, Mocha Baby, and I'm coming at you with another video. But first things first, if you are a newbie, thank you for subscribing to me. Hi, welcome. How you doing? If you've been following me for some time, hey y'all, what's poppin'? How y'all doing? Y'all know how we get it done on this channel. We're all just one big happy lit family. And I appreciate you guys so much. Let's continue to run it up. And y'all, January 5th is approaching like that. We got like a couple more weeks and it goes down. For those of us here in Georgia, I'm talking about none other than the Senate race. John Ossoff and Reverend Warnock, they need our help to secure those seats in the Senate so we can have the majority with the help of Vice President-elect Kamala Harris. You guys, we need to step like we did in the other election, in this one as well. And I'm a firm believer in putting your money where your mouth is. And I always believe that you don't tell nobody to do nothing that you wouldn't do yourself. So I just sent in my mail-in ballot. I think it was last Tuesday or Wednesday of last week. I did it my ballot as well as the rest of my family as well. So they're definitely going to be counted and our voices are most definitely going to be heard. So now it's time for you guys, if you're living here in Georgia, to do the same thing so that democracy does not end here. Now that we've taken care of those things, let's get into the meat of this video. And you guys, this video is about 2 episodes, the latest 2 episodes of One More Chance, episode 9 and 10. And y'all, when I say things get hot and spicy, they get hot and spicy like a bag of flaming hot Doritos. That's just how hot it gets. These girls are capping left and right. I do believe I saw nothing but capping in both of these episodes. So we're going to get right into it and chop it up about all the capping that these girls was doing. A small recap of the last episode of which I did. I will put a link in the description below for the review of the episode before the 2 that I'm doing tonight, so you can know what it is I'm talking about. Yola and Snack Mills, basically all of last episode, got into it pretty much the entire episode, except for maybe the first 5 to 10 minutes. So basically, the episode 9 picks up exactly where that episode left off on. It was actually right in the same spot, actually. Yodeler and Snap Mills were still bumping heads. So, we got Snap Mills in her corner, and we got Yodeler in her corner. By this time, Snap Mills is in the house. She's hot like a pan of grease that you finna get ready to put chicken into hot in the house with Chance. And then you got Yodeler. She was in the front of the house at the door. She gets away from the security and runs around the side or the back of the house. I think it's from the side to the back of the house. Like she was going to do something. Like she really was going to pop off. Child, please. She wasn't going to do nothing. And then we got Snack Mills in the house with Chance. And, you know, he trying to get her to calm down. So he hands her a bag of Fritos. And he gets her blunt so that he can fire it up. The blunt that she had outside. The thing that I didn't like about this is that common stereotype that all we big girls do is eat. And I'm sitting there like, and I'm looking sideways at her too, because she went in the bag and ate some. I'm like, what? Because me personally, if I'm that kind of mad, and believe me, it takes me a while to get to that level of positivity. But if I am, in fact, at that level of positivity, the last thing that I want is a damn bag of chips. That's the last thing I want. If I'm that kind of mad, I don't want to eat. Matter of fact, it's the opposite with me. I don't want to eat. Matter of fact, if I get that kind of upset, I might throw up what I ate before I was that kind of mad, because that's the way that my body is. Um, so I was just looking at that like kind of sideways and cockeyed at her, like stop feeding this stereotypical, stop playing this stereotypical role. Like all we don't want to eat all the time. Sometimes we don't want to eat. We don't, like she do that stereotypical. Eat when you're mad. Eat when you're happy. Eat when you're this way. Eat when you're that. No, stop. And then he was foul for giving it to her, because he think that's all we do for whatever reason. Um, so that kind of ticked me off a little bit with both of them. And then, but she did eventually at some point calm down, and they was able to at some point, move on and talk to the next set of girls, which was Special K and Yummy. And so I'm sitting there watching. I think, okay, this gonna be cool, They ain't gonna really get into it like that, y'all. I was sadly mistaken. They did get into it. So it was their turn to have a wild out feast. And, Special K, just talking all this whoop-de-whoop about the same thing that Yodelet Snack Mills was getting into it by, Yummy. And about, but she was saying, Yummy, we only been in the house 2-3 weeks, however long it had been, and you already done gave up the cookies to Chance. You done already gave up the cookies, and just talking a bunch of nonsense, being real loud and obnoxious and ghetto and ratchet and all those things wrapped up into what is Special K. And so she's getting louder and louder, and Yummy's just sitting there laughing, like is she serious? She joking, like she just unbothered the whole time. Like she really didn't say just too much. She said a little something here and there throughout the altercation, but she really didn't, do her no whoop whoop, whatever. Like how Special K was up there just acting like a total imbecile. And she did, I think, try to hit her, but I don't think it landed. And then I'm looking at Chance, and the whole time, Chance, he just sitting there, like, oh, why this going on? He just sitting there, like, and then, security eventually comes. And by this point, Special K goes in the house. And in the house, we got Mangina in the kitchen pouring him up a mimosa. And, her a mimosa. And Special K decides that she's going to start popping off at Mangina. And Mangina is the right one, y'all. Mangina will go rip her a whole new something. And so, and then we got Yummy. She running from the outside, because y'all know that Mangina was Yummy's best friend in the house. So she was coming, saying, I got your back, I got your back. But by the time she get in there, we got the security between Mangina and Special K. And, Special K still acting a fool, whoop-de-woo, hoo-hoo-hoo, and all that. And Mangina decides that this heifer needs to cool off a bit. So she takes her good liquor and pulls it in the direction of Special K. Like, she need to cool off, a little bit, bring her temperature down just a notch. She must have had a fever or something. She needs something to look cold on her to just bring her down a few pegs. But, it of course, it didn't work. By then, she was already way too far gone for anything to bring her back. She was in her own psychotic state of confusion, basically. So with that going on, nothing and no one was going to bring her back. And funny thing to me that had me hollering is all while this is going on with Special K and Mangina is that we got Chance's brother Mike, he done ducked off and hiding behind the cabinet in the kitchen, y'all, with his drink. And he come popping up when Chance calls him and tell him to get out there with Special K. And I'm like, is this nigga serious? He actually ducked off behind the cabinet in the kitchen. I guess he said he didn't want to get caught up in that. He didn't want to get caught up in nobody throwing paws, put no paws on nobody. He just wanted to come and have him a drink. That's it. So I can't get too mad at brother for that, you know. It just was funny to me that he doped off like that. So he goes outside and tries to calm Special K down because they're in a nice house, but they're still in a neighborhood, and it's neighbors on both sides, and Mike was telling Special K she need to calm down with all that because they could get the cops called on them because she wanted to disturb peace and whatnot. And she just still in the front of the house outside by then, almost in the road, like, Chance. And I'm like, this officer really lost it. Like, did she fall and bump her head, like, on the way to talk to Chance? Like, what happened, chick? You just lost it. You are truly psychotic. And she was still acting psychotic out there with him. And at this point, she went to talking about how she got to catch her a flight. She got to catch her a flight because she got to get her body right. She got to get her body right because she got to serve her some body for Chance. So she's talking all that, and then by this time Chance comes out there, and he's pretty much tells her, you know what, since you outside, you could stay outside. He eliminated her right then and there. He didn't even wait to elimination to go ahead and give her the boot. So she still doing her thing, and at some point during all the commotion and confusion and chaos and psychoticness of epic proportions, her wig came off. She took it off, I suppose. And she was asking, I guess, security or the cameraman or whoever was still out there with her, because they was still filming her at this point, saying, like, where's my wig? I want my wig. Can I have my wig? Thank you. Can I have my wig? And then they did give it to her, but then she decided that she didn't want to put on the wig. She said, you know what? I can leave it off. And then she sachets on off. And then, we get back in the house, and it's time for elimination. So the first girl to go is Wakanda because of her weed breath, basically. And then he, said that he just don't believe that she was really there for him. So, he gave her the boot. And then I was so sad to see Mangina go. But Mangina got the boot too. And Mangina, y'all, is so funny. Mangina deserves a spinoff, for real. That girl, is hilarious. She, Zeus, y'all need to put that on together. Y'all need to do that. And go ahead and give me my royalties since I came up with the idea. But moving right along into the next episode, episode 10, y'all, and it's finally here. Some of us have been waiting for this moment the entire season. So the show starts, and I'm going to go ahead and pull out my notes because a lot happened in this episode too. And since it was kind of a lot going on in both episodes, I don't want to miss talking about anything. So I do have notes in my Amazon Fire 7 tablet. Shout out to Amazon Fire. Let's see in my notes. Let's see, I took these. So here we go. So before I start looking at these, it opens up and we get the 6 girls that remain in the house. Yodela, Cheeks, Yummy, Shira, Snack Meals, and Believable. We get 2 sets, 3 apiece, talking about basically what done happened in the last few nights or what have you. We get Yodela, Cheeks, and Yummy first. And I was kind of taken aback by this, and this had me looking at Yummy sideways, y'all. Cause I'm like, yo, how you up cozying up, acting buddy to this girl, and this girl is talking about you. I'm like, I know they say keep your friends close and your enemies closer, so maybe that's her strategy and what she was doing, but still, you ain't had to be kiki-keying with that girl like that, because, it just came off, and I was just like, ew. With my face bottled like that, it kind of made me think of my daughter's poopy diaper and how awful and terrible I was thinking about her in that exact moment. Like, why are you even talking to that helper? I know that helper don't like you no kind of way. Not saying, like, pretty much blaming everything that happened on Snack Meals. Like, basically, what she did, which is what she was doing in the last couple episodes as well, she was flipping everything that Snack said that she was doing, and she was flipping it, making it seem like Snack Meals was talking about what she was doing herself to Yummy, quote unquote. So they were talking about that, and then I guess they was in the living room. They were sitting in some chairs. We get Shira, Snax, and Believable talking about what happened, and they was talking about how Snax got spit on, and Shira was saying like how she could spit on you like that, with COVID still going on, and they conversed about that, and then we get a scene with Chance, and he's calling your girl New York, saying that he just really tired of the girls. They tearing up his house. They can't get along. He can't read them. He can't pinpoint nothing. He don't know who there for him and who not. And can't she just come on through, fall through, and help him out with the girls? And of course, she says, yeah, I'm here for you. I'm coming. And she gets there and knocks on the door. He opens the door, and he lets her in the house. And I'm like, first of all, how ain't nobody around to see that she coming in the house? How did nobody hear that, and nobody wasn't around when that was going on? That was a bit sus, but I was just wondering about that. But she gets in, nobody sees her, and they hug it out, and then go in the room, and his brother's in there, and they hug it out, and then y'all know New York how she is. She makes a comment saying that I can handle 2 guys at one time, and she hugs them both. And then Mike is just like, he wondering, can he trust her? Like, is she really there to help, or does she want to get in some of the action for herself? So he says that, and then New York and Chance, they go outside to have a conversation, by themselves. And they pretty much reminiscing about old times. They talking about old memories, and she just talking about how she's there for him, and talking about back when they were in Miami, I think it was, and he was telling her to be quiet, and then she goes, I can't be quiet with all that you got, and I fell out. And then after that, you know, they were drinking, and then he talking about some New York eyes start looking all sparkly. I'm like, this man know he needs to stop. He really do. And then they kiss, y'all. This hot, steamy, sweaty, passionate kiss. And then it's still talking about old times. And then, you know, they kind of wrap up their conversation. And Chance tells Mike to go get the girls, but don't tell them that they finna be talking to New York. So we get Shira. She's the first one up. And she thinking that she finna, you know, talk to Chance, you know, one-on-one. But it's not what she got. It's not what she gets at all. She walks in the room with New York sitting in one chair, and right across from her, you got Shira. And, you know, they begin to talk. And the first thing she says, which I feel like, is that she gets Iggy Azalea from Shira. And then they get into this heated discussion about her feelings for Chance. And she basically, you know, say, well, you know, tell me something, you know, something for you to stay in the house, because, you know, 4 of you are going home, you know, tonight. And, you know, she's, you know, saying, I forget what she's saying, but, you know, she said something, and then New York was telling her, she was calling her a liar, saying that she doesn't know if she's really there for him. And then they went back to the stripper pole challenge, when, you know, she wasn't up there really, you know, showing really her bedroom skills on the pole. And she was saying that, you know, she didn't really want to do all that with everybody around and on TV and stuff. And, you know, New York said that she was holding back. But see, I totally, the kind of girl that I am, I totally, completely get that. And I mean, and it don't make nobody no prude, because I'm far from a prude. Please believe that. But it's just certain things that certain people should not see, which is the world. That's not something, I don't want the world to see me up here twerking and busting it down for a real nigga on this stripper pole. I don't want that image of myself out on TV. So I definitely feel her on that. And if you got to say that that's why I'm holding back because of that, then that's just what you would have to say, you know, if it was me personally. But I do like how she didn't really back down from her. But I didn't like how, you know, they would show her off talking to her, you know, by herself. And she would be saying something totally different than what she would be saying in her face. And I'd be like, well, if you're not talking like that in front of her face, then why are you talking like that, you know, behind her back? You know, say what you got to say. I mean, say what you said. What you said is what you said. So, I mean, I did find that kind of fake and phony. And, you know, she gets called a lie and tell her she holding back. And then she, you know, pretty much dismisses her like she's, you know, then, wait, let me back up. Before she dismisses her, she asks her, you know, has she ever been with a guy with Big D before? And, you know, she said, yeah, and was smiling like, yeah, she know what to do with all that. And then, you know, she gets rid of her. And Believable is next. And y'all, this has to be the funniest part of the entire episode, y'all. She brings in Believable, you know, questions her sexuality once again, you know, says, you know, that she fake. And she goes off on this chick, you know, saying that she's a man, and, you know, we all got secrets between our legs, you know, maybe not big as yours, but we all got secrets between our legs. And she just was constantly making puns, you know, about Believable being a guy. You know, one of them was about her voice, and saying that you know, maybe they changed your voice because, you know, you can't get no louder than that. You don't speak up. You're not here for Chance because you don't even speak up. You mean, and she just act like she just really couldn't hear nothing that Believable was saying to her. And then she tried to get her to scream. And then, she was, basically, still, defending her, saying that, I was born a girl and I just talk like this, I'm not loud and ratchet and this and that. And then, and I'm not, a ratchet bitch. And then, New York was saying, well, you don't have to be a ratchet bitch to speak up for yourself. And she basically, then she said, she tried to get her scream and say, scream, I'm going to scream, and then I want you to scream, and I want your scream to match my scream. And then Believable was saying that her scream was not going to match New York's scream because she wasn't going to be able to get that loud. So New York screamed, and this chick said, y'all, I hollered. I said, no, she didn't say no. I said, it was so funny, y'all. Just a mess. Funny. And then she's still arguing. By then, at this point, New York is just pushing buttons. I really think that New York was trying to make her so mad that if she was really a dude, that she would drop the soft voice and come out with that deep, wait a minute now, bitch, wait a minute. That's what I do think that she was doing. But that did not happen. And she just basically, said that she was pretty much disgusted with Believable. And, Believable was just saying when they would show her off talking to herself, in the confessional saying that, I'm just sick of this, it's been the running gag the whole show about my voice and picking it about my voice that I talk, soft and I must be a guy and, Chance, has had time with me alone and, she's, just really like, how can he even still say that? Which, to me, I honestly get like, if she really truly was born a girl, to me, that's an insult. Because, I know a lot of girls that have a very strong jaw, but they were born female. Like, they grew up with a strong jaw. They had a strong jaw. And nobody was saying that they were a man. So, she got a strong jaw. She got a strong jaw. It is what it is. Cause me personally, I'd be tired, and then he's so mean to her anyway. So when no check be worth nobody, basically just treat me like that. Cause it's just awful the way he treat her. I think out of all of them, he treat her the worst. And then, last but not least in this episode, New York talks to Yodeler. And things pop off again, y'all. For a third time. We get some more popping off. The first thing when New York sees Yodeler that she says is that Yodeler is sus to her. And, they argues and Yodeler say that ain't no fear in her blood. And she's saying that, Chance and New York had their time. And she don't know why New York here and whoop-de-whoop on and so far, and she doesn't know why she here, and she don't want to talk to her, and she don't want to talk to her. Why she got to talk to her? She ain't gonna say nothing to her. This, that, and other. And New York is asking her questions, and she talking about what she not gonna answer, and then she gets up and walks out, and New York follows her. Still doing the same thing, asking her questions, and then she was saying, what she ain't gonna do, and she wanna go home, and she wanna go home, and she tired of this, and she wanna go home, and then her and New York, they getting into it, and New York is the HBIC. We all know how New York gets down. We know how New York does it. So, I'm just like, you really, really want to do this, sis. You really want to do this. And, she got her hand up in her face like this. New York got her hand on in her face like this. And then Yodeler telling me, you got your hand in my face and I ain't finna do. You got your hand in my face. And you're like, I don't have my hand in your face. I don't have my hand in your face. And by this time, Chance comes in and he was saying that, this is my guest. You got to be nice to my guest. And then Yola still talking about what she want to do and what she tired of, this, that, and other. And then we got Snax coming down the stairs saying, yes, we do want you to go home. Yes, we do want you to go home. And I'm trying to say, now, Snax, you my girl and all, but that ain't have anything to do with you. What was going on between Yola and New York, really, you should have, went on, stayed on upstairs. That ain't have nothing to do with you. And that is where this show ends. And that is where I'm going to end this video. As always, stay blessed, stay fly. May angels be encamped around about you. If you are not subscribed to me, please do so. Hit the red box below. Hit the bell. Ring it to get notifications. And I will see you guys next time. I'm out. Deuces.